peso, wearing white with gold, officially weighing in at 159 and 1/2 pounds. His professional record.
Huge crowd in attendance, many of them on their feet in anticipation for this much-anticipated fight. According to show stats,
Canelo has been confident that he's coming in for the win against Scull, but Scull has made it just as clear that he won't be easy work.
With this Cuban style of boxing, what kind of fight are you expecting to this man, William Scull?
Oh, I expect the same. At the beginning, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm different Canelo now, and he's going to feel it Saturday.
From the moment the fight was announced, Canelo has appeared locked in and focused. Making one thing clear, he plans to punish William Scull. He hasn't traveled halfway around the world just to scrape by with a win. This isn't just another title defense, it's his first fight outside of North America, and marks the start of a new 4-fight deal under a Saudi Arabian promotional banner.
Canelo fans, please pray for Canelo. He's about to fight William Scull in Saudi. Pray for Canelo, bro. Pray for Canelo, bro.
Bro, but don't you get it? Canelo will never lose because Turkey needs him to win.
Yeah, he's not going to lose.
There's no way Turkey gets his Crawford fight if Canelo loses, so that's not happening.
It's a deeper dark.
In his most recent verbal warning, Canelo didn't waste time sugarcoating his feelings about Scull. When Scull made a comment about eating well on Saturday, Canelo clapped back without hesitation. The only thing on his plate will be my right hand. That kind of cold, confident threat isn't new from Canelo, but it always lands sharply. Every time he speaks, it's as if he's reminding his opponent and the world that talking doesn't win fights, the ring does. And that, he says, is where the truth gets exposed.
Canelo, can I get your remarks on Skull's comments that he said he's going to eat you in the ring on Saturday night?
I have my kids here. If no, I can say what he's going to eat on Saturday. But he's going to eat punches. That's what he's going to eat. In that way, he's going to eat.
Canelo has been in the spotlight since his teenage years, having faced legends like Floyd Mayweather, Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, and Caleb Plant. He's fought across different weight classes, constantly challenging himself, and has always been clear about wanting to be remembered as one of the greats. Now he's chasing another milestone, becoming undisputed again. This fight against Scull is a necessary step on that journey. But while Canelo's path is decorated with belts and big names, William Scull comes in hungry and unbeaten.
I'm taking nothing away from Scull. I see what could be a very handy, if not easy, win for Canelo.
Yeah, matches up to the minus 6,600 line according to Las Vegas.
Is that all it is? Minus 6,600?
Yeah, that's...
Wow.
The Cuban fighter holds a perfect 23-0 record with 9 knockouts and is fresh off a win over Vladimir Shishkin that earned him the IBF title, the same IBF belt Canelo once held before vacating it to pursue other fights. That fact alone adds tension to this matchup. Scull isn't just trying to keep his belt. He's trying to beat the man who walked away from it like it meant nothing. That's motivation for any fighter, especially one like Scull, who has had to fight for everything he has.
I'm about to be a 2-time undisputed fighter, so that's all about.
You mentioned the Cuban style up there. What other challenges does Skull present to you, though?
Oh, he's a very skillful fighter. He's have a lot of talent, but I've been in the with all kind of the styles, so I can adapt myself to any.
Scull doesn't carry himself like a typical flashy underdog. He's calm, almost cold when he speaks. He talks about strategy, not emotion, and shows little interest in taunts or hype. I fled Cuba, crossed borders, and now I'm here to win, he said, summing up his story in one sentence. He knows exactly what this fight means. He's not here just to put on a good show, he's here to win, and he believes he can. The media might focus on Canelo, and the fans might be cheering for the Mexican superstar, but Scull has nothing to lose, and fighters like that are always dangerous.
Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, you've been a part of 66 professional fights. Does number 67 this week feel a little bit different?
Feels the same for me. I love boxing, I enjoy boxing, and for me it's the same. I'm very excited to be here in Riyadh. That's the only change. It's one of my dreams, fighting in another country. Now I'm about to do it. I'm excited. It's the same for me. It's the same, excited, motivated.
Still, not everyone is convinced Scull has what it takes. Nigel Benn recently shared a harsh story about Scull's sparring performance against his son, Conor Benn. According to Nigel, Scull looked gassed by the 4th round, started asking for breaks by the 5th, and didn't come out for the 8th. He was sitting down on the ring rope because he was kind of tired. Conor put it on him. He couldn't even come out for the 8th round, Nigel said. It's a brutal account, and it's not the kind of talk you want circulating right before you face one of boxing's biggest names.
You know, Nigel's a religious man, so he's not really going to want to lie. But it's very hard to believe. Look at the size difference between Conor Benn and William Scull. Skull's absolutely huge compared to him. Second of all, Skull's probably in the hardest training camp of his life. He's training to fight Canelo. I doubt he's getting stopped by Conor Benn, who's way smaller than him. It's hard to believe.
But sparring is just that, sparring. It's not the real fight. As Skull supporters would argue, every fighter has tough days in the gym, and what truly counts is how you perform when the lights are bright, the gloves are on, and the world is watching. Notably, there are respected voices backing Skull to do more than just hold his own. Rising unbeaten star David Morrell has been clear in his belief that Skull is being underestimated. Morrell has closely followed Skull's amateur career. His staff firmly believes the Cuban contender has a legitimate shot. He's incredibly strong, focused, and disciplined, Morrell noted, adding that if the...
Then the fact that round, I think 5, he was up, no, because Conor only has 40 seconds rest. And then what he was doing in between the middle of the rounds, he was sitting on the rope because he was tired. Then it came to round 5, 6, 7, started feeling the pace. This is William Scull, IBF champion.
Superstar.
And then
Morrell's comments carry weight because he's not just speaking as a fan. He's another fighter preparing for his own war against David Benavidez, a name that keeps coming up as another future Canelo opponent. So when someone like Morrell says to pay attention to Skull, it's worth listening. Fighters notice what casual fans miss, habits, movements, strengths that don't always show up on highlight reels. Morrell seems convinced that Skull is a live dog in this fight.
Something's telling me that Canelo will stop William Scull. I think yes, Skull obviously beats Shishkin to win the vacant title last October, but I mean, I don't think he's great. The rest of his record is fairly padded, in my opinion. Yes, Canelo probably is past his best. We'll come to that next. But I still think he's got enough to maybe even stop Skull. So I'll go with Canelo. It'll be at second half of the fight stoppage for me. Around 8, 9, 10.
Adding more intrigue to this fight week is the long shadow of Terence Crawford-Canelo versus Skull isn't happening in a vacuum. Everyone knows that a win for Canelo sets the stage for a mega fight with Crawford in September, a clash that could determine the true undisputed king at super middleweight. Crawford, a master technician and undisputed champion at welterweight, would be moving up to face a bigger man in Canelo. That matchup is already being teased by Turki Alalshik, who's been pouring money and ambition into Saudi boxing events.
I know that Canelo's getting ready to fight Terence Crawford around September, but he has William Scull in front of him, a guy who's hungry and has a really huge opportunity. Canelo Alvarez, kind of in a small decline. Not saying that he is. I love Canelo, my favorite boxer ever. But Canelo in these recent fights have made the fights a lot closer than they should be against his opponents. I'm expecting Canelo to get the win. I don't know if he's going to get a knockout or decision, but I think the fight's going to be a lot closer than people.
But what if Canelo doesn't get past Skull? That's where the stakes rise even more. There's a whole blueprint being drawn up, titles on the line, money on the table, legacy moments in the making, and Skull is the one man standing in. The way he knows it, he knows he wasn't the first choice. He knows Canelo could have faced Edgar Berlanga instead, but now that he's here, Skull seems ready to take the spotlight by force.
You feel slighted?
I could have had the Skull fight. Nobody knew that. I had Skull in my DM. Me and him was talking. He was telling me send the contract. He made a video, send me the contract. I was gonna beat him. Like Skull was easy work. Now Canelo gotta come, cause he want that undisputed. And look, now he's fighting Skull and me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's about this, bro. And if
even Amir Khan, who has shared the ring with both Canelo and Crawford, weighed in. In a recent interview, Khan focused more on Crawford, praising his intelligence, speed, and underrated power. You need everything in the game. IQ, movement. Power, speed. Crawford has it all, Khan said, noting that many don't give Crawford enough credit for how hard he hits. Khan's comments were more about looking ahead to the potential Canelo versus Crawford fight, but they highlight something important. Canelo's power is feared, but Crawford's brain might be what wins him fights. All these predictions and all this talk are part of what makes this moment feel so charged. On one hand, you have Canelo, the veteran superstar, battle-tested, sharp, and always dangerous. On the other, you have Skull, the quiet storm, A man who's been through real struggle, who carries that Cuban grit, and who has never lost. One man is trying to protect a legacy. The other is trying to build one. And yet, the ring doesn't care about stories, headlines, sparring gossip, or future plans.
Like me, I can adapt myself to any style. And this is not going to be the exception. But, you know, it's a champion, and I want to be undisputed again. And I think it's a good match for me.
Once the bell rings in Riyadh, it's just two men and a test of wills. Canelo says it'll be different for Scull, and he probably means it, but Scull says he's calm, ready and strategic, and that he's been through too much to fold. Now, some people are already planning the next chapter for Canelo, while others wonder if Scull can flip the script. But what do you think? Do you see Canelo falling anytime soon?